What's up, Madden Heads? It's Vols. Alongside me, Cincy. This is episode 1 of MaddenCast. Cincy? You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright.
Those of you who hop in live or get to listen to this after we are done, we thank you for being a part of this. And basically, the goal and the purpose of this project is to present to you all content that will take our league and our community to the next level. And honestly, we don't really know what we're doing with this. We are treading new water. We ask that you guys be patient with us. This first episode tonight, we are taking I guess you would say like a top 5 approach to it. We're going to be looking at 5 different topics from around the league. And I think our first topic, we are going to start by looking at power rankings. Every advance Vols game is going to be putting out a power rankings for the league, a detailed top 5, and then a list of everybody else. And if everything works out, we should have that at every advance. But we're going to start by just kind of looking at the ones that are top 5 for this new batch of power rankings that is coming out. And the top of the new list, it looks like it's relatively the same. We have Giants number 1 and Eagles number 2, which I believe is what it was for the first set of power rankings.
That's correct.
After following the number 2 spot, going into the number 3 spot, there's a slight change in the power rankings. Who was it that we had at number 3 before?
Let's see, number 3, the Jets. Terrorize moved up the list 2 spots. He moved from 5th to 3rd. And then after that, the Texans, they have now entered the top 5. They moved up 5 spots. That's maybe a little biased, considering how you played me last week, but felt like he had a pretty good game plan and a solid roster, definitely. Solid defense. I think he's going to make some noise for sure. So he moved up to 4th. And then the 49ers, kind of quietly sneaking in the top 5. It's up 5 spots from 10. So that'll be
I know
the top 5.
49ers had a good game week 1 against Chuck. Not entirely sure who he played last week. You know who he played in week 2?
I can check real quick.
I got the league pulled up. I can try and look at it as well.
He played the Lions. Defeated them 20-10. So that's another pretty solid win. Yeah. I mean, that's 2 wins over the NFC North. So he's moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I know the first set of power rankings we did, Colts and Buccaneers were number 3 and number 4 respectively. They're not even in the power rankings now.
Yeah, well, I don't know what happened with the Colts game. That was a sim.
I think Colts. Yeah, I think he took a sim loss. I think he's going to be missing in action for the next week to come. He's going to be working.
So he's gonna
doubles all week. So.
Yeah, so he could, look at a couple losses there. So kind of moved him out just because it was a sim game. Even if he had won, I didn't want him in the top 5 just because it was going to be a sim. And then Tampa Bay, they lost, I think, by 1 point to the Eagles. I had dropped them back maybe a little bit too far, but I wanted to put all the 2-0 teams above Tampa Bay, but they're the first 1-1 team at 10. So,
looking at the power rankings, I think there's someone who is just extremely disrespected by them. And that would be the reigning, defending world Madden Heads United Super Bowl champion of the world. Reigning defending champion, the Jets.
Yeah.
He's the last one to win the Super Bowl, and we got him down at number 3.
That's true. He
doesn't say a lot. He's relatively a quiet owner as far as chat and stuff goes, but he's
a solid Madden player.
I know our first season that we did of Madden Heads United last year. I watched all of the playoff games, and I did reviews on all of them. And like when I watched all the playoff games, like I hardcore analyzed all those games, and he was probably the most standout player to me in that year one playoffs. And I said, following those playoffs, that this guy is a Super Bowl caliber guy. And then our last season, he pulled it out and made it to the Wall of Champions.
Yep,
So,
he unfortunately defeated me in that Super Bowl. It's something I still hold close. That was a gut-wrenching loss.
do you remember the score of that game?
I think it was 15-12. Neither one of us scored a touchdown. It was all field goals. Very defensive, boring Super Bowl.
Nice, nice. I know you've been to other Super Bowls before in the past. I know of at least one. How many have you been to in total?
Uh, Went to one last Madden, and then I don't know, I kind of disappeared between last Madden and Madden 13. But Madden 13, we played 3 seasons that Madden, and I made it to Super Bowl twice and won both of them. So I've been in 3 altogether, and 2 and 1. But that was a different league, back then.
Yeah.
So
I remember that league back then. It was like before the days of like Twitch and all of that, but we found a way to live stream it.
Oh yeah,
That was
yeah,
cool.
we live streamed
I think
the
it was
first
you
Super
and
Bowl.
Chuck. Yeah, I think
it was. It's me versus the Chargers, and I had my laptop with it didn't even have a webcam on it. I had a webcam that I plugged in the USB and set it up on a little tripod in front of my TV, and we streamed it that way. So we've come a long way, definitely.
I think there was like a plugin or something that I was able to put on the engine site, and
Yeah.
it just brought it right up there.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Oh yeah,
It's
definitely.
crazy how far things have come.
It is. It's almost scary.
I feel like an old person saying that.
Oh yeah.
But looking at these power rankings, let's see. You talk about power rankings, and like you begin talking about teams that are at the top of the power rankings, and you think like juggernauts and just like offensive monsters. For the most part, that's not been the case. Like offense has been very poor so far in the league. Most teams are struggling extreme on offense. Like
Oh yeah.
I miraculously in week 2 won my game against Ravens. When I found myself in 3rd and longs, like I was afraid to drop back and pass, and there were multiple 3rd and longs I didn't even try. I just handed the ball off, played it safe. I had the lead, so trust my defense because nobody can play offense.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, just looking at rushing yards on the console right now, I think everybody should be able to see it. Most rushing yards for a team's the Rams at 246. That's through 2 games. So, there's 5 teams that have over 200 yards through 2 games. That's 100 yards a game roughly. But other than that, I mean, you scroll down here to the bottom, and there's multiple teams that don't have over 100. Packers, Bengals, Chargers, Ravens, they're all less than 70, and that's through 2 games. So it's
Joe Mixon for me only has 44 rushing yards,
yeah,
and what's like sad about that is he's been my most standout piece on offense.
yeah. It's running the ball is gonna take I think everybody some time to get used to, but I think once people figure it out, when to time the turbo, how to make the cuts without the turbo, we're going to start seeing the 6, 7, 8 yards a carry that we're accustomed to seeing in this league.
Yeah. I know I was watching some videos today on like rushing tips and stuff because I'm absolutely horrendous. And something that one of the videos I was watching, the guy was saying that I've never really heard anyone talking about is it made sense to me. And I tried to do it this game. I seen some success with it, but I'm horrendous. Basically, like understand where the run is supposed to go. Like there was like a like a 23. What was it? For example, the trap. Like
Yeah.
this guy explained the trap play, and he said like basically you want the pulling guard to like smash into an offensive lineman. My mentality before was always put that pulling guard in open space and he'll be a blocker in front of you. But the way the guy explained it is that pulling guard is supposed to bash into a defensive lineman.
Yeah, yeah. That's when I've ran the play, they don't even bash in anybody. They just kind of stand there and look around. And Derrick Henry's negative 5 yards, so I don't
Yeah.
I don't really run that play much.
There might be something like we talk about these horrors in the running game right now, but I think passing game it might be a little bit rougher. Let me look at something. I got the stats pulled up too.
You think it's gonna be rougher than rushing?
I think it might be
I don't know. I
rougher
feel like
than,
the passing game right now is the way to go. As long as you make your reads
but
right and you're not turning the ball over, I feel like it's more OP
hold
right
on.
now.
Here we are. Here's the Titans. Marcus Mariota
Oh,
has a total of 104 passing yards.
well, I mean,
What's your team? How many times has he been sacked?
quite
10
a bit.
times. What's
Yeah.
your total passing yards once the sacks are calculated?
First game was negative 11. I'm not really sure about. He was in the positive second game.
That's good progression.
Yeah, I mean that's we're making progression and we're getting better each week. So, but yeah, the first week it was definitely rough. Negative 11 passing yards. It's funny that I think passing's kind of overpowered right now, and I've got negative 11 in the first week. But I do think it's compared to running the ball, I think it's more overpowered. And typically, running the ball, you can be a solid Madden player on previous Maddens as long as you can run the ball and play defense, and that's just not the case this Madden.
I haven't really played too many games outside of league games and like stuff for the league. How do you know how rushing is going on like All Pro? Is All Pro seeing the same hardship as All Madden?
I mean, it's a little bit easier. I messed around with
Yeah.
All Pro in my offline franchise, and I've seen a little bit of improvement. But I mean, it's really running this year is more about the feel of the joystick versus anything like we've seen in the past. Because I mean, it's really going to come down to when you use the turbo. Because in the past, you could run a stretch play as soon as your running back's got the ball, hold turbo till you score, and it has no effect. Whereas this year, it slows you down in the backfield if you're holding turbo as soon as you get the ball, especially between the tackles. It's better to save that turbo, make a little cut in the backfield, see the hole, use the turbo through the hole. Where in the past you could just kind of hold turbo as long as you wanted to and do whatever.
Yeah. The whole topic of offense and the struggles of offense. Many teams are having a lot of struggles. When I look around at all the different teams and all the different divisions, in the mix of the offensive struggles, I think there is one division that greatly stands out, and that division is the division with the team that is rated number 1 in the power rankings and the team that is rated number 2 in the power rankings, the Giants.
Yeah, you have that two-headed monster in the NFC East right now. On top of the power rankings, the Giants and Eagles. They're both pretty good owners. I'm really familiar with Sundance, obviously. We go a ways back, even on NCAA football 6-7 years ago. But and then I played Amazing a little bit, 2013 Madden, but I hadn't really seen him since, so he could have changed. But they're both hardcore Madden players, and I think they're gonna. I mean, it's gonna be a tight race for the NFC East between those two. Redskins has a shot, maybe. I think they'll break five. He'll break 500, but Cowboys, man, you want to talk about a rough team too. Cowboys are rough right now. 9
I
picks
don't
through
I
2
don't
weeks.
really. Oh yeah.
It's rough.
Though that is rough. Like I got the NFC East quarterback stats pulled up right now. Like
Hmm.
that's rough, and like that looks bad on him. But I mean, look at amazing with Carson Wentz. Like he's thrown 8 interceptions. Like
Yeah. But I mean, look at Dak. 9 interceptions, 0 touchdowns. I mean, that's
yep, you got it there.
52% completion. Everybody else is in the 60s. And then, I mean, look at the rookie. Started week 2 for the Giants. 81% completion, first start, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Sundance, I
I'm
think,
gonna
has
have to
got,
watch all of Sundance's games and take
yeah,
notes.
he's got something special with that rookie quarterback, I believe. So, um, and then still talking about the Cowboys. Don't forget week 1 game against the Panthers. They won 3-2. That's that's rough,
Yeah.
but it's a win. A win's a win. So
You know, talking about the NFC East, all 4 of these guys are completely new to the league. Um,
yep,
I have history with Sundance and with Amazing. However, the Redskins owner and the Cowboys owner, I don't really know anything about these guys. Like, from what I hear, it sounds like they're both high quality Madden players. And when they came into the league, a lot of people were putting them up on a platform. We had quite a few guys that joined before the start of this Madden that were put up on a platform. Um, so it's going to be interesting to see how this division plays out because from how it sounds, all 4 of these guys are top notch. Yeah, I think someone speaking of all 4 of these guys being new and then being top notch, I think Sundance has completely caught the league like off guard. Like I don't think anybody expected Sundance. Like he has come into chat into the community and has skyrocketed into the top 5 as far as like chat activity
oh
with
yeah,
the rankings there. And to follow up on that, like his dominance in game, like I don't know, like the
yeah.
dude's got something going on.
I mean, he joined last Wednesday, so I mean it's been exactly roughly a week. He texted me last Wednesday evening. I think he got in late Wednesday night, so it's been right at a week, and I think he's number 5, number 6 in chat activity. Went from level 0 to I think he's level 17 now. He's about to catch me. Um,
I'm gonna
so
have to reset his rank, and he's going
we're
to
gonna have to do something. We're gonna have to push him
I think
back.
looking
Something.
at the stats, I think both of his quarterbacks might have more passing yards than Andy Dalton. Eli Manning has 279. Kyle, however you say that rookie's
I think it's
last name,
Lauletta, something like
Lyle
that. Yeah, I think it's Lauletta.
has 252, and my Andy Dalton has 240.
I know
I'm proud of that 240.
they both got more than Marcus Mariota. That's for sure.
Yeah. Now also looking at these guys, who was it? What was the week? The week 2 game of the week was Giants versus Cowboys. So like this division was featured in our week 2 game of the week.
Yep,
So
yep.
that was a pretty intense game.
Yeah, I actually watched it.
I
I
thought
watched
was
the the whole game, and I didn't mean to interrupt
I
you,
saw
but
I
yeah, it
saw
was.
most of it. I saw most of it. You're good.
Yeah,
Um, but
yeah.
like early on, I thought T Beasley was going to pull it out. I thought his
Oh, yeah,
Cowboys had the win,
definitely.
but Sundance came back around. Um, and there was some controversy at the end of that game. I think T Beasley felt like amazing, or not amazing, but Sundance ran the score up. He had
Yeah,
the late touchdown that sealed the game.
yep.
I
I think
I'm
the
not so
final
sure.
was 21-10, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I talking with Sundance afterwards. It like I don't think at all he was trying to run the score up. I think he is just stealing the game away. Like honestly, like when I was watching that game and I saw him pushing the ball, like I thought to myself, like he needs this, he needs to put T Beasley away because if he doesn't, this guy's gonna come back and score on him.
oh yeah. I mean, when you have your opponent on the ropes, you got to put them away. You can't. you can't,
Yeah.
slack off, take it easy on them, because if the roles are reversed, I don't think they're going to do that to you. I know they're not going to do it to me. They're going to try to put it on me each week.
Yeah. And like that whole conversation, like that brings up like one of the topics that I really wanted us to hit on, just the topic of sportsmanship in general. I know there's a lot of leagues, different Madden leagues, and like the whole Madden community at large, that running the score up and that type of thing, it's seen as a badge of honor. I don't really think that's the culture of our league. Like in the past, and like the various leagues that I've ran in the past, like there's always complaints about guys running up the score. I don't think we had any complaints last year about people doing that. I think
Yeah.
we've built a culture of sportsmanship, a culture of respect. Like a lot of our owners, like we've been playing Madden together for years.
Right.
I don't really think there's that need to be like, hey, I'm the best, I'm going to run the score up. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and I mean I completely agree. Normally, it's just week 2, still or now week 3, but still early. We can definitely have some drama and some things that we haven't had happen yet, but hopefully, that doesn't come up and that kind of stuff doesn't happen. But I mean, just
I will
looking
be
at the
honest,
scores
though. I
through
will
the
be
first.
honest, though.
Go ahead.
There is one individual that if I have the chance to, I am going to run the score up on so bad. Like I would run the score up on him 70-0 if I could.
Who's that?
One person. Bread.
Brad.
It,
Yeah.
it is a goal of mine to absolutely crush him and run the score up on him. Like every time I play him, I don't know why he just gets under my skin. I think actually I do know why. It's because every time he scores, he will always flip in the end zone. I absolutely despise when people flip into the end zone, and I never do.
Yeah.
But when I score on Bread, I will always flip into the end zone.
Yeah. I think I've only played Brad once, and I think he beat me by 10. And I'm pretty sure every time he scored, he did a flip, now that I think about it.
Let me look at my schedule and see if I got him. I hope I do. I want to crush him.
I'm almost positive I have him.
I think Denim just played him, and Denim Steelers were in the same division. So if he played him, I'd probably play him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they played each other and had a disconnect or something. Denim actually was up, I think 10-0 or 14-0 after like the
Wow.
first quarter, first half, something like that, and then it kind of turned from there.
It looks like I got Red in week 7. Like you can go ahead and just mark that up as a win for me. I'm gonna crush them.
That might have to be week 7 game of the week. We'll just have to
No,
keep that in mind.
No, not week 7 game of the week. I don't want to be humiliated in front of everybody.
You never know. You could be sitting there, 5-1.
I
Might not have no choice.
I did beat Terrorizer last year. Him and his Jets is reigning defending Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I think you scouted him for about 12 hours too. Maybe not that long, but you did scout
I
him.
kind of feel dirty in the way I beat him though. Like I literally had just like finished watching. It was like shortly after the season 1 playoffs, so I'd seen all of his games, and like I was confident that I knew what he was going to do and where he was going to go. And like there were certain formations that anytime he came out in his formation, like there was one play he always went to in that formation. So anytime I seen one of those types of formations, and they were always like crucial plays that he'd pull them out, I knew what he was doing. So like I committed everything and left myself open in other areas to where I knew the ball was going, and I walked away with the win. Like
Right.
that was my crowning achievement in last Madden.
I mean, anytime you can beat a Super Bowl champ, you're doing something right, because it's not easy to win the Super Bowl, especially in a league like this. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a tough and deep league for sure.
You know, speaking of the Super Bowl champions, the 2-time Super Bowl champion, Bread. We've talked about him a little bit. But going into week 3, his game will be featured as the game of the week
Yep.
as he goes up against the 49ers. So
Yep.
week 3 game of the week will be the 49ers versus the Chiefs.
Yeah, and I think you got. I mean, it's a game of two solid owners. I think Brad might have got a sim first week. I can't remember. But the
Yeah, I believe so.
49ers, D-Mac, he didn't get a sim win. He's beat the Vikings and the Lions. It's two good wins in the NFC North.
Yeah.
And he's got his work cut out for him against the Chiefs. So
And
it'll be interesting.
Mac, I believe, goes back all the way to the beginning of LOL. So
I think so.
he's been around for a while. I
Yep.
believe he served on Chuck's admin team in ISL. I could be wrong on that though.
It sounds familiar. I believe he did.
Yeah.
So
So both these guys have been around for years, and they both know what they're doing. It'll be a
yeah.
good game between them.
Speaking of game of the week, you want to kind of share with everybody the new thing we're going to be trying out. Hopefully, as long as schedules match up and everything.
Yeah. If we are able to coordinate with the game of the week. So like pretty much right now, I believe you are streaming on Twitch and
Yep.
you have Madden pulled up, right?
Right.
So everyone, they can see like Madden on their screen as they listen to our voices. Um,
Yeah. I mean, I could
imagine
be
our
playing a game
voices.
right now.
Yeah, imagine our voices being present while the game of the week was being played and us commentating the games. Basically, that is the vision. And starting out, we're going to try and do it in this format that we're using right now. I believe you are looking into some more advanced things, and we'll try
Yep.
and look into some more advanced things, and we'll try and take this to the next level. Like we said at the beginning of this broadcast, we're treading new water, finding new things to do to make the league a better experience for everybody within it. If you think you might be interested also in becoming involved with the whole commentating games thing, reach out to us and let us know. To be honest, I will go ahead and say it is impossible for you and I to commentate all of the games of the league.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it's just not.
Completely agree.
That's not possible.
Yeah.
But I think what is possible is, the game's going to be at this time. Can anybody commentate? And like, it's easy to do. Like, basically, the home team streaming, just make a chat party, and there's a few things you'll have to adjust in the chat party. Super easy to do. And the
Yeah.
person playing the game can unmic their controller. They won't even hear the chat, I believe.
I think
And
that's how it'll work. Should.
there'll be
Um,
commentary in the background.
Yep. You just have to cut down. The key thing is cutting down. Just go into your settings, audio, and then cut down master volume to 0. And then like you said, you should be able to unplug your mic and not hear anything. You might hear us through your
So if
TV.
one wanted to
Um,
be in the commentary themselves while they played, I don't see no
yeah, I
harm in
mean
that.
it wouldn't change anything. But
Some people wouldn't be down for that though.
yeah, maybe not. And we could make it an option too. Do you want it commentated? Do you not? But I feel like everybody probably. I feel like it would be a special thing to be game of the week and have your game commentated.
Yeah.
Because I feel like more people would tune in
I
to
think
the
I think
games.
it also creates a higher degree of accountability because if you have people commentating your game, they're going to criticize what you do. And like if cheese is seen, cheese will be called out.
Oh yeah,
And I believe overall it will raise the quality of the games.
oh yeah, yeah. I completely agree, and I think it would be another dimension um,
Yeah.
added to the league. So, but like you said, if anybody feels like they would remotely enjoy it, I'm kind of a shy person, but I feel like I'm doing okay at this. So if you
Yeah.
have any experience or you just want to help out, reach out to us. I think
I'm gonna.
it would be good to have 2 to 4 more people. I don't really go overboard with it, but you know,
Yeah.
4 to 6 total people, including me and you, would I think that would be a solid announcing team. Um,
Frank doesn't know it yet, but he's actually going to be starting a show called First Down with Frank Lone. There's a conspiracy that Frank and Lone are the same person, and he has two accounts. I recently confirmed that they are not the same person. They chill a lot in voice parties like this one, and that's kind of what gave me the ideal for this. No, actually, I think it was you that brought this ideal up to me, but I've been thinking about this myself, so it
I
played
think
out
it
nice.
was
But
yeah, I think it was OMG that
they
brought it up to you.
oh, OMG brought it up to
Yeah,
you, or wait,
no, to you, brought
I
it up
don't
to
know.
you. Yeah.
Somebody brought it up. Somebody brought it up. But like they're always hanging out in voice parties, so I'm gonna make them stream one of their voice parties and
Hey,
shoot the breeze.
could be a hit show.
Definitely, definitely. Um, and on the topic as well of like commentating these game of the week, what I'm really looking forward to is when the Super Bowl comes around.
Oh yeah,
The commentation of the Super Bowl. Like,
yeah,
I believe that the whole commentating is going to elevate that as well. Like, I imagine that um, commentating the games of the week, like, it's going to create more intrigue and more people are going to probably watch them, be more interested in watching them. But I believe when the Super Bowl comes around, like, most owners watch the Super Bowl. Um,
yeah.
and I believe that that game being commentated, like I'm looking forward to see what kind of numbers the Super Bowl will do.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
we
what
just
people.
had. I think we peaked at 13 for this, and it is kind of. I mean, it's pushing 10:30,
That's
but I mean,
yeah.
13's pretty. It's far more than what I kind of visioned. I figured we'd be somewhere between
I
5 and
figured
10.
most people would be. I figured most people would be just catching the replay.
Yeah.
Um,
So I mean, we peaked at 13, which one of them would be me because I've got my stream up. But so we peaked at
yeah,
really 12. But I think with a Super Bowl plus you add commentating to it, you could
yeah,
easily get 20, 25, maybe close to. I'm not going to say 30 because that'd be everybody in the league, but 25 I think would be a doable number for sure.
I think we need to talk to Chuck because Chuck's really like the father of the league. Like he's the final say in everything. Like I started this league and I made it, but honestly, like I'm a pushover, man. I'm a B type personality. Chuck's the boss.
Right.
I'll have to run it by Chuck, but I think I'm going to run this by Chuck. If all 32 owners watch the Super Bowl, award all of the owners with 5 skill points to spend on whoever.
Yeah. I mean, you would have to have. You wouldn't have 32 because two of them would be in the Super Bowl, so it'd be 30.
Oh
But
yeah, 30.
you would have to have
I
all
might get
30.
shot down on that ideal.
Yeah. I mean,
Brett probably
it's
won't like that ideal. He's cranky and doesn't like anything. Like
it's a good idea, but you would definitely have to have. It'd have to be all 30. It couldn't be 29, 28. That'd have to be the deal.
yeah, yeah. Well,
So
I'll run it by Chuck and see what he says.
yeah.
Well, do you have any closing thoughts? I believe we've hit on all the points that
Yeah, I
we
think
were going to
we've
hit on.
yeah, I think we've hit everything we were going to. Maybe ran a little long. We're right at 30 minutes now, which is okay. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, so I've kind of already got the go ahead with Chuck to do it. Throwing it in here at the end, but we've created a Madden or not a Madden. We've created a Twitter for our Madden league. There's all the top 20 Madden leagues on Daddy Leagues. They all have Twitter pages, and then they have individual team Twitter pages. I don't think we need to do anything like that by no means, but I did think it was a good idea to get a Twitter page. It's going to help in recruiting. It's going to help get our name out. It's just going to help us as a brand move forward. So I want everybody in our league to follow it, of course. So the Twitter handle is at MaddenHeadsU, or you can just search Madden Heads United and find it that way. It's 10:24, so we'll just say 10:30. as long as you follow the Twitter page by 10:30 tomorrow night, everybody that follows it's going to be rewarded with 1 attribute point upgrade, according to Chuck. So go follow it, get your free attribute point, and
I believe the admins are excluded from that. Though,
admins are going to be excluded just because,
which
unless
really stinks.
I think we talked Chuck into doing it has to be more than 20 people.
Yeah,
if we get more than 20, then admins
more
get
than
it.
20 people.
So if you do
let's hope we get more than 20.
Yeah, get more than 20.
Because I really want that point to spend on Joe Mixon. He ran his. I randomly upgraded him the other day, and his speed went up 1. So he's sitting at 92 speed. Be nice to get him to 93.
It would be nice, but if you go do it, I'm gonna throw in one last thing. If you go do it, don't fill it full. Don't fill the chat full of, hey, go listen or go follow this Twitter page. The key to this is they need to watch the video, listen to us, and then get it that way. So try to keep it out of chat. Try not to broadcast it.
People spam it in chat. Chuck will probably be like, nope, no attribute point.
Yeah.
So Chuck will take away the prize if you spam it.
Yeah. So that's the key. Don't keep it out of chat.
If a hard call has to be made, throw it on Chuck. So,
yep. And he's
I'm
probably
throw it on Chuck, if people spam it, Chuck's gonna tell you no.
Yeah, and I agree. Because that's definitely not what we want. We want them to listen to our content. Hopefully, we're gonna be able to do this, weekly, Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere in that area.
I believe we're gonna try and shoot for midweek next week as well.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yep.
We'll talk schedules and see what we can work out.
Sounds good.
All right, sounds good. I thank you all for tuning in, and good luck to everybody in week 3.
Thanks. Good luck.